former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll and his wife Misty are expected back in court. Misty Knoll was arrested Thursday and charged with 10 felonies for tax evasion and theft. She's been held in Scott County's jail without bond since her arrest. Jamie Knoll now faces 25 charges connected to fraud, theft, and misconduct. He remains out of jail on bond. Now, Knoll and his wife are accused of not declaring $360,000 in income over 5 years. Investigators say the largest source of income is from swapping vehicles between Jamie Knoll and the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association. Investigators believe Knoll traded department vehicles for personal ones and in some cases sold the personal one back to the department. They say at other times he sold department vehicles to other people and pocketed the money. The state says none of those transactions were documented in his taxes. The Knolls are also accused of claiming a Maine residence tax credit at a place they've owned for less than 2 years, which is against Indiana law. And at their home in Florida, investigators believe they paid nearly $7,000 for pool renovations using fire department funds. Both are due in court at 3 o'clock this afternoon. This morning, a man is recovering and a suspect is still on the loose following a SWAT situation that lasted several hours.
It happened on Algonquin Parkway shortly after 2 Sunday. Metro Police said they were responding to reports of a shooting. When they arrived, they couldn't find the victim, but witnesses said the suspect may have been hiding in a nearby home. WHAS11's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Aspen Hester have the details.
By Sunday afternoon,
officers were quickly on the scene.
People in the Algonquin neighborhood watched on in disbelief as rows of crime scene tape grew wider.
Officers quickly established a perimeter.
And Algonquin Parkway filled with law enforcement.
A SWAT team was called out.
The situation began with reports of a shooting around 2:15. Division 4 Commander Major Tiffany Tatum says responding officers quickly learned the victim was already at the hospital and the suspect may have went hiding in a nearby home.
Do canvas, we talk to witnesses, and we take that information and we take it to a judge for a warrant.
With that information, 4th Division officers and SWAT teams focused their attention on this home in the 900 block, beginning an hours-long standoff.
The SWAT team began hailing, and after a substantial amount of time, that's when the SWAT team entered the location.
Once inside, Major Tatum says the house was empty. Officers believe the suspect stopped inside but left before law enforcement narrowed in. The victim, who Tatum described as a man in his early 20s, is expected to be okay after suffering a gunshot wound to the arm. Tatum also says officials are still looking into if there was a relationship between the victim and the suspect. She says LMPD believes there's no current danger facing homeowners in the area.
We always need our neighbors to help us. I mean, they're partners with us as far as solving crimes.
As LMPD's non-fatal shooting squad continues its search for a suspect, Tatum is urging anyone with information to reach out.
So we need them to provide us with information, and especially if they see something suspicious or they feel uncomfortable, they should always call.
Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
And of course, if you have any information about this shooting, you're urged to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. And remember, you can also use the online portal.
Kentucky State Police are investigating after a Bardstown police officer fired shots while responding to a situation inside a Taco Bell. It happened Saturday night at the Taco Bell restaurant on John Rowan Boulevard and Frost Avenue. Police say they responded to reports of a man trying to light a fire in a nearby gas station, but he'd gone into the restaurant before they arrived. According to court documents, 47-year-old Brian Smith came out of the Taco Bell restroom carrying a large rock. Police say they told Smith to drop the rock multiple times, but he refused and started walking towards officers. That's when one of the officers fired his weapon. Smith then put the rock down and police took him into custody. Kentucky State Police say no one was hurt during the incident. Smith is now facing several charges, including wanton endangerment. And a Meade County man has been charged with murder after police say he used an AR-15 to shoot a woman in the face, killing her. It happened Thursday just outside of Brandenburg. Court documents say someone called 911 and told Meade County Dispatch, quote, "Dad's gun went off, mother has been shot." Deputies say Derek Ford was arguing with the victim when he picked up a gun and pointed it at her. Court documents say Ford then shot the woman in the eye, killing her. Ford's bond is set at $250,000, and he's scheduled to be back in court Wednesday, February the 7th.
A program that sends certain 911 calls to non-police response has officially expanded. The Crisis Call Diversion program, also known as Deflection, will now operate from 10 a.m. until 2 a.m. That's 4 more hours each day. The expansion just kicked in yesterday, and Mayor Craig Greenberg previously previously said new hours will allow MetroSafe dispatchers to transfer 911 calls to social workers overnight. That way, Metro Police can focus on violent crime.
More people across Louisville will be able to benefit from these services, and our police officers will have more hours available, more of their essential time that can be focused on preventing and responding to violent crime.
Most importantly, and ideally, this response is decreasing the number of citizens being incarcerated or hospitalized who present with behavioral health issues.
The program is led by 7 county services and averages 67 mobile response team runs per month.